Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Of course, we recently had the announcement of Borderlands 3. I myself am very excited. This going into 2019, I kind of knew that the game would be released in 2019, so even in 2018, I was like, Borderlands 3 is going to be one of those games I'm really looking forward to in 2019. But as we got closer and closer to the revelation of Borderlands 3, I saw a lot of skepticism arising, a lot of concern arising among PC gamers that Borderlands 3 could possibly be an Epic Games Store exclusive. And I am completely in that camp. I think you guys are completely right in your skepticism of this game being an Epic Games Store exclusive, and I think if you think that the line of communication between Gearbox, 2K Games, and Epic Games is not open, you are completely fooling yourselves. Epic Games is looking at Borderlands 3 and thinking, man, this is exactly the kind of game we need exclusive to our platform to really get people to jump over. Yeah, a Metro Exodus is great, yeah, and Outer Worlds is great, Control is great, the Quantic Dream titles are great, but Borderlands 3 is definitely on another level, and considering that many would say that Epic Games has FU money thanks to the success of Fortnite, yeah, that line of communication is definitely open, and some sort of deal is definitely at least being worked on, or it was being worked on at this point. It's probably signed, sealed, and delivered if it was done, or it fell apart, and the game will be released on all platforms. However, I offered to you in this video, we're going to be looking at all of the evidence pointing to the fact of Borderlands 3 being an Epic Games Store exclusive. There's actually a lot to digest, and a lot of the elements aren't completely slapping you in the face, so let's get into it. So let's go all the way back into December of 2018. That's really when we started to know the magnitude of the Epic Games Store. It was still kind of in its infancy at that point. We didn't know that it was going to be absolutely major, but we did know that there were going to be major players getting exclusive titles and offering gamers free titles. And Randy Pitchford, just point blank December 4th, 2018, tweeted out, "I am excited to support the Epic Games Store." And that's exactly the mindset he should have from a developer and publisher standpoint. Obviously, he's the CEO of Gearbox, but from a developer standpoint, you're just thinking, hey, this is going to help out all developers. There's another competitor in the market. Why wouldn't he be excited to support the Epic Games Store? More importantly, why wouldn't he be excited about the notion of the Epic Games Store supporting him as well? Because we know that they have the power to write some mighty fat checks. So, of course, Randy Pitchford, Gearbox, and every other PC developer known to mankind would be excited about the Epic Games Store. It's just another option for them to work out the best deal possible for them. Again, that's looking at it through the lens of a developer, not the consumer. So just bear that in mind. But nonetheless, point blank, a pretty simple statement. Somebody replied to that tweet in March of 2019 saying this: "I'm worried that that's code for an exclusivity deal for some future content / titles." Randy Pitchford had a very, very interesting response saying, quote, "What's wrong with that? A PC is a PC. Who cares which store you get your games from?" Now, with a statement like that, if it just ended right there, that would have, I feel like, taken the PC gaming world by storm, and it would have been all over Reddit, all over social media platforms, and it did make the rounds quite a bit. However, he added a little bit of a damage control element, saying, "I'm just curious to learn the mindset. I am a customer on lots of different PC platforms." I think that latter half is just a damage control aspect. I think the first half really tells you the entire story, where he just says, a PC is a PC, who cares which store you get your games from? Obviously, there is care in the world, and I feel like you just asking a question like that makes no relevance. It's not on you to determine why we should care or why we shouldn't care. We obviously do care, and that's on each individual person. For you to say, who cares which store you get your games from, man, that just means you're detached from the consumer and detached from what the consumer wants. And the only reason you would be detached from the consumer from that standpoint is if Epic Games has the potential to write you a big fat check, and even if you lose out on some of consumers based on you moving away from one of their preferred platforms, you're making up that revenue anyway thanks to that hefty check Epic Games is writing you. Again, it's all from a PR standpoint. You have to assess this. You have to assess it kind of like a game of chess and how they make the best business decisions possible. However, even with a tweet like that, you can't come to a definitive conclusion on the game being an Epic Store exclusive, but it is something that definitely hints at it. Okay, so when my concern really started to arise is when Epic Games announced all of these different exclusives the other week, where they acquired Control, they acquired all of the Quantic Dream titles, they acquired the Sinking City, but most notably, they acquired the Outer Worlds. Now, why is the Outer Worlds so significant in terms of also talking about Borderlands 3? Well, the Outer Worlds is being developed by Obsidian Entertainment. However, you really can't look at it from a developer standpoint with decisions like this. You really have to look at it from a publisher standpoint. Who is the publisher of the the outsiders? Well, it is a little company known as Private Division, a brainchild of Take-Two Interactive. Well, would you look at that? Now you're starting to see where all of this links up. Now, do you know who publishes Borderlands 3? A little company known as 2K Games. Who owns 2K Games? Would you look at that? It's Take-Two Interactive. You have to be a little bit sneaky in how you piece all of these things together, but when you look at it that way, this once again at least points to the fact that the line of communication is open. Take-Two is obviously in bed with Epic Games already, and they are willing to make deals. Also, that is why it's even more concerning. Take-Two obviously owns Rockstar Games as well, and I've been talking about it for a long time, ever since this Epic Game Store thing started. If they really wanted to get PC gamers over, Red Dead Redemption 2 would be quite the acquisition, and a lot of you guys scoffed at me for that notion, but now you're starting to see everything come into effect. However, let's not talk about a game that hasn't even been confirmed for a PC release yet. Just know Take-Two is a big part of all of this happening. 2K Games owned by Take-Two. Again, all of the pieces just align there. And that's another bit of evidence that yes, that doesn't fully confirm that the game will be an Epic Store exclusive, but at the very least, it definitely points that the lines of communication are open, and that's what we have to be open to with any game being discussed as an exclusive, even if it's not confirmed yet. Just know that the lines of communication with all of these games are definitely open, and if a deal can work out, it will be worked out. Okay, so that's evidence piece number 3. I think the third piece of evidence, and this is something that I don't see anyone talking about, and it's just so weird to me, but I think evidence 3 is just the biggest takeaway, and I was like, man, to me this is kind of a giveaway, and that's because they were hyping up PAX East so much. They pretty much were telling us that Borderlands 3 was gonna be there, and it was gonna be the big revelation. However, they decided to keep some of their cards close to the vest, and they said, we're gonna reveal more information on April 3rd. You know that there is a big contingency of PC gamers traveling to PAX, and a big PC gaming audience is there. So why don't you just drop all of the information at that very moment? Why don't you just say what platforms the game is going to be on? They didn't even say what platforms the game is going to be on. Now you can make the argument, hey, this might be a PlayStation 5 next Xbox title and they don't want to get ahead of themselves. Well, then why would they say that 2019 is the year of Borderlands? We know the PS5 and next Xbox aren't going to be released in 2019. So if we're coming at it from the mindset of, oh, no, this is a next-gen game, they just don't want to announce the platform, then why are you saying 2019 is the year of Borderlands? So why don't you do the big information drop the day you do the big revelation? We didn't get platforms, we didn't get distribution, and do note that whenever they talked about the game, they never used Steam. They did mention Steam when talking about the release of Risk of Rain 2. However, when it came to Borderlands, they were very specific in their word choice, and it just boggles my mind. Why don't you announce the platforms? And more information is coming April 3rd. I imagine more information on the platforms as well is coming on April 3rd. The only reason you would hold off on information like that is you know that an announcement like that is going to get absolutely destroyed. You're doing it at a public venue. If you announce that the game is an Epic Store exclusive for a year, you know you're getting booed out at that very moment. It is over for you. You are getting so much bad publicity at a public venue like PAX. It would be an absolute disaster. That is the only conclusion I can come up with, and it seems like nobody else is talking about this. It's just so strange to me. Why would you have this platform like PAX, a platform that there are a lot of eyes here? You have a great venue to do a lot of announcements, but you're like, nah, let's wait until April 3rd to announce the platforms? That is just so strange to me, and I offer you this as well. April 3rd also brings the release of Borderlands 1 Game of the Year Edition. You have the Borderlands Handsome Collection getting an update, so there's a lot of Borderlands information coming out on that date. That is a time where they can quietly just announce, oh, it's gonna be a one-year timed exclusive on the Epic Store. Don't worry about that, though. Just go buy it on the Epic Store, and if you want it on Steam, just wait a year. So that point to me is the biggest indicator about the game being an Epic Store exclusive. Again, I think it's like a 70% chance, but I offered you all of this information, like everything that's on the table right now. I know a lot of people saw the release of Risk of Rain 2. Hey, they called Valve their good buddies. Maybe that means Borderlands 3 will be released on Steam too, and maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. I am not saying 100% this game is going to be on Steam. I don't know. I'm not an insider. I am just speculating on the information I have in front of me, and with the information I have in front of me, everything is pointing towards some sort of deal being worked out with Epic Games. And that is my spiel. That's all of the evidence I have. Maybe there's a couple of bits of information here and there, but that's how I'm coming to the conclusion of the game being an Epic Store exclusive for a year. We should find out on April 3rd, and when we find out, I will definitely let you guys know. I am crossing my fingers that this game will not be an Epic Store exclusive, but definitely have your mind open to it. And at this point, I wouldn't be upset if any game is an Epic Store exclusive. We have games promoted for a Steam release. You have games using Steam as a platform to promote their release, and then they backstab Valve and Steam as a platform, and then they go on the Epic Store anyway. I'm looking at you, Outer Worlds. I'm looking at you, Sinking City. that is an absolute scumbag move, so nothing these days really surprises me. But that's gonna conclude this video. I think you guys heard my spiel. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm really interested to hear from you guys. What do you think? If Borderlands 3 is an Epic Store exclusive, if worst case scenario, it is an Epic exclusive, do you care? Are you on the side of Randy Pitchford? Why should we care what platform the game is on? Let me know in the comment section down below what your stance is, and that's gonna wrap up this video. Let me know all your thoughts, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.